Hey folks, my name is Sean Peck. I'm Pecktec, and I'm here taking over Quack Co this week. Quack Co is a board game channel that specializes in videos that are 10 minutes or less, so you can spend more time gaming and less time watching. Today, I'm talking about something I'm super excited about, Castles of Burgundy prototype. Nope, special edition. This prototype was sent out to a number of creators along with the original copy to sort of contrast the differences between the two things. This is a game that I never played. I backed it because so many people really loved this game. In fact, I did that with a lot of games this year or last year. I backed a lot of games that were proven. They've been around for a long time. They're on countless amounts of top 10 lists. This is a game that people said, oh, you gotta try it, you gotta try it, you gotta try it. But every time I looked at it, I went, it didn't really look like my style of game. When I saw this, though, I saw the things that they did to kind of change this and make it better, and we'll go over some of those in just a moment. I kind of changed my tune and I decided to give it a try. The other thing that was sort of a similar vein that I did was the Castles of Mad King Ludwig. I got the super expansion for that, or the very new version of that, and I was extremely in love with it. So I was very excited to see this come up with a super deluxe version, and I picked it up as well. Now, what do you get with this one that you didn't get with the old one? Well, a number of things. For one thing, the production value of this has been increased. There were some issues in different versions of the game with the tiles. A lot of folks complained that it was a little bit hard to see. Right now it's a little bit hard to grab. Okay, they're a little bit harder to see. These are bigger. These are a fair amount bigger than the other ones, which is going to make them a lot easier to see. And then now I'm not certain, I don't think, they also made acrylic versions of these tiles, which I'm super excited about. But what's interesting about especially these paper token tiles is the back of them describes what they do. So that's a lot less digging through the book and looking through. Now, if I remember correctly, I don't think the acrylic tiles are going to have this thing on the back, and I'm a little less excited about that. But man, especially for beginning games, when you're getting used to this game or you're introducing it to someone else, having a reference built right into the component, I think, is a really smart thing to do, especially when there's really not a lot to say about what a particular component does. They're also making some high quality bags. I think these are just prototype bags. I don't think they'll look just like that, but they're made to kind of stand and sit up right. They've got a new expansion. I don't believe this ever happened before, but there's a Vineyard expansion. And then I'll come with this little stand, and that's going to add more components, more things to do with your duchy than you had before. It's got some nice metal coins. These look to be very nice, high-quality metal coins that look really neat. They actually look like real money. Metal coins are nothing new in board games. People, anytime there's sort of a deluxe version of a board game, it seems like that's an easy way to kind of throw in a little bit of extra tactile goodness, but boy does it feel good in your hand to pick up some metal coins and hear the clinks. Another tactile thing that they've done is their supply crates are now these wooden tiles, and they are made of actual wood, which is interesting. It really fits with the supply crate theme, and I love the artwork on them. It's really nice. I gotta say, the entire presentation of the game seems a lot brighter and a lot more inviting than the original did. What's great though is I went to a store, and we had a board game meetup, and the very first game that they pulled out was Castles of Burgundy, and I was like, oh no, I've already spent quite a lot on this game. Without even trying it or playing it or something. I hope I don't play it and not enjoy it. But that wasn't the case. When they brought it out and we played it, I found it very, very approachable. And it makes looking at these components now, this is my first time looking at the prototype, and it makes it even more exciting to see all the different little extra things that they've done. the individual player markers. So the players, I can't remember if they're asymmetrical or not, but they did have like different character art on the player boards. And now they have little busts that go around for the points track. Just another thing that's that extra over-the-top production. Something else they did with this, of course, something that's very popular with your upscale games is the dual layer boards. And it looks like they've got even up to triple layer boards on that word, like layer after layer after layer. Just that makes it makes for nice little slots for your dice to slot in, and the little hexagons for your duchy and all the other things that go on here. They also added this, which is going to sort of wrangle your tiles as you place them in and kind of keep them from shifting around too much. I believe that they've also offered a lot of different duchy options, so you can switch this out. Now that's probably not something new. I don't know if they did that on the original or not, but they have definitely added some more for that too. I believe the original had sort of more plain Jane dice, and they've jazzed up the dice quite a bit. Pretty much everything in this production has been thought of, and there were some even more over-the-top things that I decided not to invest in. For instance, all of the tiles that you pull out of these bags, that was they've also made replacements, like physical replacements. Now, all the versions, I believe, come with these castles, and as you pull those castles out, you can lay them on top, or you can lay them on here. So you lay the tile down, and then you put the castle there for a little extra bit of bling. But they did that with all of these tiles. So if you wanted to, if you had the money, you could go through and buy 3D representations for all of this. And I guess in theory, you'd end up with a small little village here. The other thing that they did, this is an Awakened Realms tie-in project, and so they've included all these miniatures that have the classic Sundrop wash. If you pay for that a little bit extra for the Sundrop wash. From what I'm seeing here, that looks like a very nice job. It looks really nicely put together, and a beautiful representation of these castles. Now, I'm a painter, and I tend to not pay for the Sundrop wash, but I did for these, and I'm kind of glad I did, because wow, this looks nice, and it's a great representation without kind of going overboard. I have a feeling if I custom painted these and I added a lot of colors and stuff, it might be a little distracting on the board. These are things like this are unnecessary. If the game's really, really good, you're not going to really need this. But boy, the whole point of a board game, the whole reason you pick up this instead of playing it on your phone, is the tactile nature of all these components, as well as intermingling with your friends and family. So I don't think it's a waste to go ahead and spend a little bit of extra money on a game that's just a step above the normal production, and I'm extremely excited to play Castles of Burgundy. That's all we got today. Remember, come back to Boardgame Co. My goodness. That's all I've got for now. Thank you so much for joining us today. Remember to come back and spend more time gaming and less time watching on Quack Co.